This portion of G Squared with Gary and Greg is brought to you by Saturn and your local Saturn retailer. Reminding you, we're out of business now because our cars were shit and nobody liked them. Saturn. It seemed like a good idea at the time. In what way? In terms of my volume?
Yeah, your whole volume just sounds like you're on a speakerphone and you're standing in the room next door.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I am. I don't.
Oh, well, that explains it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to. Let me see here. Okay. I'm just trying to test these levels, not so much for you, for your benefit, but for the benefit of our listeners and customers of the G Squared Show. That's all. Who are going to hear?
What are our customers?
What are our customers? Well, they're well, they're not so much they're not paid customers. They're kind of like courtesy. They're volunteer customers.
Okay. Is this have anything to do with the Peace Corps?
It might end up being that way.
Yeah.
Turning to other business news, though, did you see the thing on Yahoo? I think it was on there yesterday, and it's on there today. It's the 10 places that you shouldn't use your debit card.
I saw the headline, but I didn't actually read it. I don't ever use my debit card.
Well, then you're compliant with this thing, because I'm looking for it here.
So I'm pretty sure by not using my debit card at all that I cut any of those 10 locations you're talking about.
Well, yeah, you're probably a lot safer than the average person. You'd think I would have done some show prep, and I would have had this right in front of me. But let's see here. We'll find it. Edit.
What are you looking? You're looking for that article?
Yeah, it was. Well, it was sitting here when I was talking to you before. It was sitting here right in front of me, and then.
Let's try this, folks. If you know about that article that Greg's talking about, right, give us a call.
If you want to have something to say, because you at the moment you know a lot more about it than we do. Oh, speaking of that, last night I was flipping radio stations when I was in my car driving, and I flipped over to the talk radio thing, and the first thing I heard when I punched the button was, "There's a lot we don't know about," and I'm like, "Oh, broadcasting in general." And it wasn't that. It turned out it was, "There's a lot we don't know about underground tunnels."
Oh.
Yeah, and it was a show about, I guess there's a theory that there's all these underground tunnels under Washington, D.C., where they have secret hiding places, and all over the country, Kansas City and all these other places where like the government has built these tunnels, and it's a conspiracy, and they're using them to take over society. Basically, is what it is.
And how exactly does one take over society by having a tunnel?
I don't know. I guess eventually they're going to somehow lure all of us into the tunnels. They're going to they're going to say there's something down there like a strip club or money, and for the guys they're going to say, "Oh, there's strippers down there," and then all the guys are going to and once all the guys get into the tunnel, they're going to give them like a handful of $1 bills, and then they're all going to go in the tunnel, and once they're in there, they're going to close the doors real fast and not let them out. I'm not sure what they would use to lure the women down there, really, though.
Probably just tell them that the latest issue of O magazine just came out, and it's only available in the tunnel. Or
there's a shoe sale in the tunnel. Yeah, there's 40% off.
Yeah, you're right. Because that'll cover the women and the gay men. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the straight guys aren't going to go to the same strip club that the other ones. So yeah, so then you've got all the men in one tunnel, all the gay guys and the women in another tunnel, and what is that? Who does that leave? Children.
Yeah, and the gay women.
And softball game.
Right.
Pretty much, that'll get them there. Here we go. This is it. This is the 10 places. I'll run through these real quick because we're up against a break. But these are 10 places that you should never use your debit card and leave it in your wallet. One of them, number one, is online. Okay, so if you have problems with a purchase, if they get a hold of your number, you're sending it out to all these potentially sketchy places, and you're vulnerable because the debit card is linked directly to your checking account.
That's a pretty big number one. That's like saying, when you say online, that's number 1 of 10. It's like, Jesus Christ, where's this going to go?
Oh, exactly.
Like, number 2 is anywhere indoors.
Right. No. Number 2 is big ticket items. You don't buy anything. You don't buy any big ticket items because with the debit card you have fewer protections, and also some credit cards, on the contrary, will offer extended warranties, and you don't get those with the debit card. So don't use your debit card on big ticket items is number 2. Number 3 is deposit required. You don't, for example, if you're renting a carpet cleaner over at Home Depot or something like that, and it requires a deposit, don't put the deposit on your debit card because they still have access to all the rest of your money in your account. And again, with the credit card, you're limited to that. So we've got online, big ticket items, and anything where a deposit is required. Number 4 would be restaurants. The editor of Dollar Stretcher website says that it's dangerous. Don't use your credit card in a restaurant. There's too many people that have access to the number, and that way. And also he says don't let the card out of your sight. In other words, don't hand it to somebody and let them go into the back with it. Okay, right. So number 4, restaurants. Number 5, if you're a new customer, regardless of where it is, don't use it if you're a new customer. Number 6 is the buy now and take delivery later. So if you're taking delivery on something later on, no, got to use your credit card for the protection. Can't use a debit card. Number 7, anything where you have recurring payments, such as where you sign up and they take the money every month, like a gym membership, or in my case, XM satellite radio, which I signed up for 4 months ago and haven't paid for, but only once yet.
Can in the interest of time and the fact that we have a Chrysler commercial waiting, can you skip to number 10 and then also maybe tell me real quickly what's left? Where can you use it?
Number 8 is future travel. If you're going to travel now, they'll take it right away, but don't use it for future travel because it's not a good idea. Okay, number 9, gas stations and hotels. Don't use it there because for various reasons. Hotels, ask for deposits for incidentals and stuff, so don't use it there. And number 10, checkouts or ATMs that look off. In other words, if something just doesn't look right, don't use it any kind of checkout or an ATM that doesn't look perfect to you. So those are the 10 places that you shouldn't use your debit card. I guess my question is there one place left that you can use it anywhere?
I don't know if this is still recording or anything, but you turned to a robot a few minutes ago.
Really? I sound fine on this end, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, so first of all, you were just in a cave, and now you're a robot in a cave. And
I'm practicing.
It's weird because now I'm thinking like, wait a minute, if the government's luring me to the cave, there's a bunch of robots down there. Now it's really scary.
Well, yeah. Why would they just build caves? I mean, they're gonna fill those caves with robots that are going to.
So did you say that there was a place that you could use your ATM card or no?
No. After going through this list of 10, it appears I can't think of one. If you can't use it online. At ATMs, gas stations, travel, recurring payments, new customer, restaurants, or any place you have a deposit or a big ticket item. Seriously, do you even need the debit card at all?
That's an inefficient list. The list should definitely have just been places you can use your ATM debit card. There's one somewhere. Well, I don't know. Maybe
and this article is on the Fox News business website. So basically, I think that what they're doing is they're blaming it all on the Democrats.
Right. Obviously, because of the healthcare situation, they're going to have to stop using their ATM card apparently.
Right. So number 11 is don't use your debit card in any healthcare transaction because you're going to get screwed and the government's going to take all your money.
This portion of G Squared brought to you by the Visa Debit Card. Accepted everywhere, but experts recommend that you don't use it anywhere. The Visa Debit Card.
And really, if you don't understand that, you really had to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, this has been the G Squared Consumer Corner.